On the road again, on the road again. Today I'm doing a little bit of a drive-through wildlife outing. I'm just going to kind of ramble off and show you some of what I consider the highlights uh, of the year. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been quite a while since I've released a video, and with luck this will be either the last video of 2024 or the first of 2025, depending on how quickly I can actually get it edited. Today I'm doing a little bit of a drive-through wildlife outing, as I'm at one of the local wildlife refuges that we have here. And not a lot going on, seeing quite a few geese and ducks, and right in front of me actually I have some brewer's blackbirds showing up for me. So very little activity. I was hoping for sighting of some bald eagles, and didn't happen. As I'm finally out today, finally decent weather. It's been raining for quite a bit lately here at Oregon. And I got to thinking about my photos from 2024. This is definitely not a banner year as far as photos go for me. Probably didn't get out as much as I should have. And when comparing to 2023, I took probably about half as many photos this year. So I'm just going to kind of ramble off and show you some of what I consider the highlights of the year in terms of wildlife and some landscape photos. And there's just a small handful. I don't normally do a best of type thing, but thought I'd give it a try this year. The first one in January of 2024, I got one of my lifer species at the other wildlife refuge near me, Ankeny National Wildlife Refuge, when I captured some photos of a female belted kingfisher. First shots of that, they're not great. You know, you can see that I've got a lot of branches, that type of thing, that just don't fit in. This was taken from the road, but it's still an exciting image for me. I'm going to drive and talk as I explore a little bit more of the refuge here by road to see what I might spot. This is the end of the little road that crosses through the refuge. But I'm going to turn on to this road here that actually skirts the western and northern edges of it. Probably number one or two on the ranking of the favorites was actually in April. I probably shouldn't say one or two because there's some others in there, but no, I will definitely. In April, we had taken a trip to Indiana where my sister lives, for the total solar eclipse. Had a video that mentioned that and how horrible I did at the shooting of the eclipse itself. But what was really pleasing to me was what was really pleasing to me. Well, that outing was not necessarily the eclipse photos, which again I felt like a failure at. You can watch that video I've got about with some 5 tips on overcoming failure photography. Some lessons learned on that. And one of those, of course, was to focus on successes. And the main success I had was another like species for me, the pileated woodpecker. And believe it or not, these photos were actually taken of the woodpeckers in my sister's backyard in town. They've got a large backyard, certainly. She's got the suet feeders. Guess what? These large woodpeckers like the suet just as much as the little ones. And I was shooting through glass, able to get in as close as I could to eliminate reflections. And I got some photos that I thought were actually very good of the woodpecker kind of peeking out from around the tree. So very pleased with it. Definitely for a species that I had been looking for years. Very pleased with that. So I'm out today because the weather actually is pretty decent. The sun is shining. And this is a good change from the last few weeks that have been almost constant rain, with a little bit of sunshine every now and then when I'm working. I actually have a little bit of a rainbow. I don't know if I'll be able to show that here in the video, but kind of back behind me, small rainbow showing up. But I stopped here, this little pullout, kind of on the west edge of the refuge, partly because this is actually where I shot the next images that are amongst my favorite from 2024. This is actually a little pullout that we had come to in May, and it was a late Friday night to witness the Northern Lights here in Oregon. Sometimes, I've heard of them being up kind of on the north edge of Oregon by the Columbia River. People will see them, they'll get photos, that type of thing. I had not had a chance to photograph the Northern Lights before. This was only my second time seeing them. We came out as a family, and I'm certainly glad we did. And had this view, had a short little time class I put together, kind of put it together as a short that I posted on YouTube shortly after. But they quickly are my favorite, though they're not the best Northern Lights photos you're going to see. I've seen so many that I'm like, oh, that would have been awesome. But with that, I am pleased with the ones that I got, the opportunity that I had, and looking forward to doing it again if they get that far south again. I know that that was kind of a remarkable time period that we had people all across the United States that were able to see them a lot further south than they normally are, and quickly became some of my favorites for the year. We actually kind of fast forward to October, so we go from May to October, and yeah, I got a few photos here and there between that and that time period, between May and October, but nothing that I'm really pleased with. But in October, we went as a family to Kanab, Utah. We were actually there with a church group to celebrate the biblical festival, the Feast of Tabernacles or Sukkot. So I did manage to get out a little bit, and one of my favorites was kind of the last minute shots for the particular location that we were. We took a ATV, UTV tour, and we stopped at Peekaboo Canyon outside of Kanab. And this is a slot canyon, and you had a short time to be there and to walk in the canyon. I was fortunate to actually have a really good friend of mine that was with me that day as well. And we were kind of the last of the group as I was hopping every 5 feet to take photos. And as we met the tour guide on the way back, we're like, I guess we need to probably turn around. He said we had a little bit of time when we went up, and there was a spot that he had mentioned that you could actually see some handhold footsteps from, he said, the Anasazi, so some of the ancient people certainly, kind of on the rock wall and the sandstone. And the last image that I got there from Peekaboo before we turned around turned into by far my favorites. I bracketed my shots, so I did 5 brackets. I can't remember offhand if I used all 5 in creating the image or if I limited it a little bit, but quickly turned into one of my favorite images of the year based on what was there, just kind of the idea that you can see those footsteps, you can see up the canyon here. So a few days later, still in the Kanab area, I went with one of my daughters to the Toadstool Hoodoos, which is part of the National Staircase Escalante National Monument. And we went there for sunset. Did the little hike. It's about a mile, give or take, each way, in and out. And spent some time shooting there. And I think pretty much my favorite image from that's also one of my favorite year is a stitched panorama. I believe it's 8 or 9 images. I'll put that on the screen after I double check. And it's after the sun went down with a little bit of pink in the sky and still some light kind of making the red sandstone glow. So absolutely love it. It's about a 2-to-1 aspect ratio. It's not exact, but I am thinking that I'm probably going to go ahead and crop it so that it is exact 2-to-1, which would certainly be easier for prints and that type of thing. With that, that's really my year in photos as far as anything that stands out to me for 2024. I've got some other photos that are definitely my favorites with friends and family, very important to me. But as far as landscape and wildlife goes, this is it. Let me know which of these photos that I've discussed here today are your favorite. Leave me a comment down below. And I'm looking forward to the coming year and seeing what opportunities it might afford to me for photography and getting out. Like I say, the second half of 2024 was a little rougher for me. Just didn't really get out much for one, and different things with family and so on. But again, some of the family photos, obviously my favorite. I'll share those here. I keep those for family and friends, of course. But uh, I certainly appreciate you coming along for the journey here. I'm hoping I can get a few more videos out in this coming year as well. Thank you to all those that have joined me on the journey and have subscribed. Please, if you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed any of my videos, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and come back for more. And, hopefully we get some more videos out soon. All right. So thank you so much for watching. Take care and God bless you.